Hey, besties. Let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? Heather, I have to give it to you, girl. You did good work tonight. You came out of those confessionals. All you do is talk much smack. You talk heck ahead, as we used to say in those confessionals, talking to us about your castmates. You have finally told Lisa what she needs to hear. You are finally holding her feet to the fire. You are finally standing 10 toes down and telling her she's wrong. You have finally decided to check her. What did Potomac say? Child, Heather chin checked. Ha! Lisa, finally. Lisa, it's time for you to get right, girl. Honey, they about to hold your feet to the fire. They coming for you, honey. You can cry you want, you can deflect all you want, but baby, what you need to do, what you're gonna have to do, baby, you're gonna have to hold yourself accountable. Something you've never done. Oh, I'm excited, y'all. Whew. Welcome, besties. You are now behind the shade, and thanks for joining me. I recap your favorite reality shows weekly. Now let's kiki and ha ha and get into another episode of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 6, Episode 6, Out of Gas. This week's episode, thumbs up. Besties, drop down in the comments, honey. If you here, welcome, stay. Press that like button. Drop down the comments to let me know what you thought. Please like the video and make sure you subscribe to my channel and make sure your notification bell is on so that you know each and every time I post my content. Now, child, let's get into it, honey. Let me drink some water because, baby, I enjoyed. Okay. So, Angie FaceTimes with Heather. And Angie feels so guilty after that blow up with that she had with Mary, not with Lisa, but with her friend Mary. And so she's asked Mary to come over so they can talk because she doesn't want to hurt Mary. And you know, Mary is sensitive and very fragile. And Angie admits that Lisa brings out a side of her that she doesn't even like. And she feel like she could have handled things differently. And Heather is really like, okay, I'm digging this. Angie knows she did wrong and she's holding her own self accountable. Good job. So Heather's feeling like, well, if Angie can hold herself accountable, let me go holler at Lisa and make her put her on the same page because they act alike. Angie and Lisa, right? They kind of give each other the same vibes. They go low, I'm going lower, you're gonna stay, I'm staying too. So Heather's thinking, well, maybe I could go talk to Lisa and then they can get back cool and we can have fun and we can travel. So, yes, amen, amen, amen. That's what Heather thinks, honey. So, Heather is planning this super bougie trip in a super yacht to Kanawan. Kanawan is in St. Vincent in the islands, honey. She wants these ladies to bond together and maybe have some fun. This is her idea, right? Okay, let's see if it works. So, Brian and the Todd father, they go out for Sundays. And baby, for some reason, in this moment, in this episode, Todd and Brian look like oil and water to me. Not look, but we already know they don't, but they just act. The bond isn't clicking. It's not there. Maybe maybe he should stop filming with her. It's giving this or that, yes and no, up and down. Like they're just like two birds flying past each other. It's just not giving. It's hard. It looks tough. Rough patch. I don't know if they'll be able to hang in there any longer. It just they seem so opposite. It's just nothing's there in my opinion. So we learned that Todd just got back from New York. He went and visited with his parents. How many of you besties are shocked or just as shocked as I was to learn that Todd's parents are still alive? What? How old is Todd? Todd has parents that are still alive. Is he younger or older than them? I'm serious. He got to be older than his parents. No, child, Todd. Where are they? Oh, they don't even have the same last name. What is Bronwyn's? Oh gosh, you guys, I have got to look this up. I'm gonna put y'all on hold and I'll be right back. I have got to look up Todd's age. Hold y'all. Okay, besties, and I'm back. So Bronwyn might be 40. Her and Todd are 26 years apart in age. So that would make him 66. And that would put his parents in their 80s, late 80s, early 90s. Okay, I just had to figure that out. So they go out for Sundays and they're just hanging on for dear life. So Brown reports to him that she went out with the ladies for lunch and she was not in any of the chaos. And so Todd is over this group of ladies. He don't want to hear it. He could care. He don't care. Okay. So she asked him, "Well, do you think I reconciled with Lisa too quick? I'm all about apologies because it paves a new way." And he's like, "Yeah, no." He doesn't want her to be bothered with Lisa because of Lisa's connection with Gwen's grandparents. He don't trust it. She blew it. We're good. The way Lisa acted in Palm Springs, child, I don't blame Todd. I think Todd done with Bronwyn too. And if she keeps staying on this show, he they might break up, but they're still together today. So Todd don't care about no Lisa. So then she tells him she's very excited, right, about what the psychic told her about her mom's recovery and how she might need to do another little procedure or something and she'll be fine. And then he told her that she needs to move past her mother's issues and, just get along. And she's very excited. And so Todd is like, I don't believe in psychics. They tell half truths. I'm good. Brahman is like, excuse me, sir, can you turn your BS meter off and be happy with me? I'm excited. Well, he's not. She's getting upset. And so then she talks about eating her cherry at the end of her Sunday, and he picks it up and eats it. I don't know. He doesn't care. Was he listening to her? I don't think so. I think Todd checked out. He's not interested in any of this. He even regrets being there. He ready to go. So Lisa's at home talking to John about the psychic also. So she tells him that the psychic said that they have communication problems. And so then he asks Lisa, well, what do you think about it? And so she's like, we have blurred lines. We've been married a long time, but no couple is perfect. And he was like, you are, I'm not. I was like, whoa. He don't like you, Lisa. I could tell John is tired of Lisa. It looks like John has a girlfriend. It just who could put up with this woman? This lady is bizarre as they come. So he says, yeah, you always think you're right and you don't listen to me. Baby, that's the worst thing you can do to your husband is not listen to him. And you always think you're right. Huh. So she was crying to us, telling us how she sits in the car when she pulls up She cries sometimes. She calls her dad and talks to him more than she talks to John. And it's like, yeah, because your dad coddles you. The reason why you act the way you do is because of your dad. You just told us why you act the way you do because of your father. John is just stuck with you. 2 kids later, he must like your snatch. He there for something, but he looks checked out too. Yeah. Mm. So then she starts to cry because she keeps telling him to treat her like glass. Glass because he can shatter her. Well, it seems like you're shattering him. And she says, even though I act like a bulldog, you still have to treat me like glass. Well, baby, you need to pick what you want to be. Do you want to be glass or a bulldog? Because you can't be both. You can't be barking and laying down the law and acting like you leading and you running everything, and then you want to be soft and fragile. Come on now, Lisa. You're not being fair here. Play your part, boo. Play your part. You can be a bulldog out in those streets. You should want to come home and be glass. Let him be a bulldog. And I think that's what Lisa wants. I think she want a little rough neck. I think she want a little chin checking. She wants somebody with some big cojones, honey, John. John, you need to you know, I don't know if he has it because he's just letting her do her. He loves Lisa. He just loves her. He just loves her. He knows she ain't, but he's here and it's too late to leave. But I bet you he playing with somebody, honey, because wouldn't you if Lisa was your wife? Oh my goodness. So, child, Mary goes to visit Angie, and child, Mary is a hoot without even trying to be. That whole scene with her trying to get out the car and walk up the stairs, that girl, I would love for a camera to follow Mary. She is just good comedy and without trying. So she gets to the door. She rings the doorbell. Angie answers the door. Now, Mary is ready to just jump down her throat at her own house. You can't come to my house and be jumping down my throat, ma'am. But Mary goes off. So she's all, oh, you answered the door. Oh, she said, yes, I answered. Oh, well, you wasn't too busy, because last time I had to let myself in your house. Angie is scared. Angie has a soda can in her hand. And she's like, look, I got your favorite. And she said, but it's no sugar. It has sugar. Mary looks and said, oh, it has 7 cups of sugar. I'm not drinking it. And you don't drink that for yourself either. I'm like, okay, tell her to go put some water in it. So this is going to be weird for Angie. She's scared. She said it's like going to the principal's office. She's trying to put all the food out and, set it all up. And Mary came to fight. She didn't come to clear nothing up. So Angie quickly apologizes to Mary because she knows Mary was trying to calm her down. But it's hard for Angie not to respond to the bully. Well, Mary tells Angie, boo, you're the bully now. You're the bully. Mary asks, like, what is she there for as a sister if she can't calm Angie down? And Mary's like, you get so mad. And it's like, you can't focus and you can't even hear people. And so you get me so caught up in things. She said, you get so caught up in things, like with Lisa. She said, and that don't even matter. Like, you just so rah-rah about stuff that just don't even deserve your time and your energy. Like, you need to learn to just be quiet and ignore people. And so then Mary tells her, I'm not your sister. And Angie says, yes, you are. And Mary says, no, find you another one, okay? So then Mary tells Angie, no, Angie tells Mary Don't be mad at me for being me. Mary says, you're different lately. This ain't the real you. The Angie I know is calm, sweet, nice, kind. And Mary says, you're mean. You know, you made fun of my fart. What? Where are we going, Mary? You fart? Mary, no. Mary, you do not fart. Mary. So production do what they do best. They rolled the tape. So a week ago, Mary and Bronwyn were over at Angie's house and they were eating and chilling. And so Mary is standing there. She's telling them that she doesn't know why she's farting. I just got so bad. I just farted. So, Angie's like, well, they like, you go sit over there. You sit away from us. And they tease her because that's what you do when somebody farts. You tease them about how they smell. Like, why are you ripping one? My dad would tell us, get up and go to the bathroom. But of course, you probably pooting and farting on the way to the bathroom. But the thing is, don't sit here and fart in front of people. And I'm like, now, Mary, you cannot be this sensitive. And why are you just so up in arms? Oh, Mary said, because she eats good. She says, and you don't know if I smelled your farts. What? What are we talking about? And then Mary says that the dog was farting. It wasn't her. And the dog stunk up the whole house, honey. So even the dog is looking at Mary like, excuse me? The dog was like, no, B, that was you. Don't put that on me. Now, I don't fart. I'm over here chilling with my 2 ponytails and my pink bows. Ain't nobody got time. That was you, Mary. Mary is going on and on about her farts, the dog, Angie's farts. And then she says, and I had gas. And I was offended. Okay, so is farting and gas 2 different things? I'm confused. So Angie says she really appreciates Mary and she grabs her hand. So Mary tries to pull back and says, no, we're not ready. I'm not ready. We're not ready. And so Angie's like, I'm ready. So they hold hands. And so then Mary does say that I don't want to lose you. And so Mary says, she's triggered when she feels disrespected because, she will ice you out. And she said Angie has reached these places more than once with Mary. And this is more than what she can handle. And I understand Mary, like, come on, you can't hold the farting against her, but all that hollering and screaming and saying that, you forgave Lisa after she did something to you, like everybody, excuse me. So Mary said, you better cool it with her, honey, because she can unmemorize your existence, honey. I said, wait, say that again, Mary. She said she can unmemorize your existence. I said, girl, I got to remember that one. I'm not, but I wish I could. Angie tells Mary that she's her person. We're good. We sisters. I got it. We good. So after Mary tells her she doesn't have a lot of deep connections, and it's been 20 years since she's been able to find somebody she can bond with. Angie commits to working on herself, and Mary tells her to get it together. Okay, so you survived, Angie. You survived the principal's office. You don't have to do any detention, honey. Heather meets with Lisa. They go shopping for the trip, honey. Lisa asks, child, I have a question. I need a favor. Heather says, what? Well, it all depends. I got a favor. It all depends. Lisa, can I bring my glam? And Heather's like, no, ain't nobody bringing a glam. Girl, we are going on a yacht. We can't have you bring 16 people. Ain't nobody else bringing a glam. Lisa must really be ugly, or she's just self-conscious about how she looks without makeup. Because even when she started crying in this scene, she put her glasses on because she didn't want to be seen on camera. She is really into her look. Poor thing. So she's like, oh my gosh. So Heather gave her some other options, like Angie or and Whitney. She's like, oh no, and hard no to Angie. And so Heather looked at her and said, there would be no Hayes in Angie. Lisa's like, well, she's a mean bitch. Heather says, you're a mean B too. Who Lisa was like, she was taken aback. So Lisa's opinion, like Angie talked bad about my kid's brand, and then she kept going low. Heather says, and you went low too. Well, how low did I go? How low did I go? How low did I go, Heather? So she came, that ain't her. How low did I go? Soup man, maybe? Well, she said, I cheat, so she needs to worry about her soup man. Shall we find out that Lisa did not say soup man, SOUP. She said suit, SUIT man. So Heather said, oh, no, not the soup man from the soup kitchen. No. And so Heather's like, so whatever. Everyone at that table, Lisa, has been burned by you. Lisa's like, well, maybe I shouldn't go on the trip. And Heather's like, oh no, you should go. No, 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 you're coming. You need to face the facts. Stop running, baby. You need to own up to your stuff. So Heather tells Lisa she doesn't listen. I was like, ain't that what John said? Lisa stands up. No, Lisa starts to get upset. She starts to cry. Child, the people, the associates in that store, they are looking, trying to come over. They're like, y'all need to stop hollering and screaming in our store. You're running our customers out of here. Like, we don't do that here. Will y'all calm down? And I love it when white people act ghetto. I just love it. So Lisa put her shades on because she's masking her tears and her face and her makeup and everything, right? So Lisa tells her to stop talking, like tell her to stop talking about me and don't count my money. And I'll stop talking about her and I won't count her money. But counting is easy. I can count her money. That'll be real easy because I can count hers. Heather is throwing it back at Lisa. She is holding Lisa to the fire. Well, that was a little like she said, well, that was like stupid of you to say. Why would you say something like that? Blah, 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 blah. They going back and forth and back again, honey. Now Lisa's pointing her finger at Heather. Now Heather can't see that everyone comes for her, and all this started with Heather. So production rolls the tape back 5 years ago, blah, blah, whatever. They go back and forth and back again, and again and again. And Heather calls Lisa a risky friend. Baby, what? Well, you are a risky friend, a risky blank friend. No, I'm not. I don't agree. And I feel like she needs to take accountability. Um, Heather tells Lisa straight up, no, you need to take accountability. You need to change your behavior so all this bull crap can go away. It's up to you. Because I already talked to Angie and she took accountability. Now it's your turn to take accountability. This is me talking, y'all, not Heather. So this is the scene that I've been waiting on. This episode was good. We saw some things unfold. Brittany meets with her estranged daughter at like a coffee shop. Now that she has stepped away from Jared, she's trying to right her wrongs. She's trying to see what Whitney was telling her. So after she divorced the kid's dad, she quickly went and got married again. And then she kind of struggled with being a mom and a wife. And she didn't think she'd be a good mother until she became a better wife. And maybe this was not the man for her. Maybe she wasn't ready. And I believe that religion, being a Mormon, I think is what is channeling this, charging her to have to need a man. I think it's within her religion. Maybe not so much, just like whoever raised her had her just prepared to be a wife and not a mother, it seems. So as all this is going on, the kids end up going to live with their dad. They are like, you know what? I'm good. And so the daughter is having a deja vu. She's like, oh, remember we've done this before. She's like, yeah, but I hope this time it works. So the daughter's like, yeah, the last time we tried to talk, I came to your house and then Jared came by and then y'all made out right in front of me, didn't say anything, didn't acknowledge, just all in front of me. I'm like, Brittany. So the daughter is asking, can she come first before a man, before a husband, before a boyfriend, before a Jared? Put your kids first, mom. So Brittany admits that she has a habit of choosing men. I was like, well, that's the first step, is to acknowledge that you have a problem. A habit of choosing men over your children. Brittany. And she just admits that she does not understand what happened. Well, the daughters can tell you because they was there. You chose the man and you chose not to be a mother anymore, it sounds like to me. The daughter said, don't put that on us, because don't act sad because you don't get to see us, honey. Don't do that because you're the reason why you don't get to see us. Okay. Don't do that. You abandon us. Daughter says, that Brittany was very present when she was younger. Like, she got remarried when this daughter turned 12, and I believe she's 19 now. And so she says something in Brittany switched. And then they had to start begging for her attention. Like, she was there for them. She was fun. She was loving. She was there every step of the way. Whatever they were into, she was there. But something switched and they had to start begging for her attention. And like, she really wanted to talk to her dad. The kid is like, I really wanted to talk to my dad about my periods. And Brittany starts to cry because that's weird. Like, I couldn't even come to you, mom, like, at all. Wow, Brittany. There just seems like there would be a desire in you to want and crave your children instead of a man. And what switch that made you just stop being a mother? Like, even the daughter said, I tried to put myself in your shoes and I just couldn't see myself doing anything like what you did. I just could never do that. So Brittany is like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And the girl is like, why, mom? I don't know. Daughter said, figure it out. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. More sorries. Some more sorries. You are sorry, Brittany. You are. So Heather and Mary, no, Heather and Meredith, go for a walk, child. Hey, Meredith. um, this girl has changed her whole wardrobe. Is dressing you now? Them kids, Brooks. So Heather says she wants to defend Lisa, but she's just sees Lisa just pulls you in and she digs up your skeletons. Like, she has a way about herself with everyone. She pulls you in, she gets you all going, and then she just digs up all your business. And then when she get mad at you, she puts you on blast. She's done it with Meredith. She's done it with Whitney. She's done it with Angie. She's done it with Mary. And she's getting ready to do it to someone else. Bronwyn. Brace yourself, besties. And Heather is saying, it's time to evolve. You can't keep doing what you was doing. Like, it's time to grow up. So Meredith is like, well, she owns her poop. She owns her beep. And, but when it comes to Meredith, Lisa owns her crap with Meredith, but with no one else. She does that with no one else. Like, she holds on to Meredith. She has a track record. Heather says she is Team Angie, honey. Meredith cannot be Team Angie because her and Angie don't click. They got some things they might need to work out. So she gonna be Team Lisa because there's no other way that she can see it, honey. Heather doesn't want to be Lisa's next prey, so she might jump ship. Because, baby, Heather is next in line. She is, she is. So Angie and Mary go over to Whitney's house to visit, and Whitney is telling Mary that she needs to fill out her preference list for this trip because on this super yacht, honey, they will be waiting on you hand and foot, honey. And Whitney is like, how the bougie one not gonna fill out her form? And she said that just makes it even more bougier that we're going on a bougie trip and the bougiest one won't fill out her preference sheet. But they're like, girl, you got your preferences are very strong. Sign this stuff out. So Angie is filling it out for her. Every other thing is that Dom Perignon, 2003, I think she likes. 2003 Dom Perignon. I want some parfait and some Dom Perignon. I want blueberries and some Dom Perignon. Okay, girl. So Angie's like, do you want some tea or do you want some coffee? And she said, oh, it's always tea. And I'm like, Angie, don't you know your friend by now? I knew that. And so they said, and speaking of tea, have y'all seen the headlines about Bronwyn? Child, Bronwyn got grand theft, identity theft from 2021, honey. Boom, 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 boom. So then Bronwyn meets up with Todd ugh, about these allegations. And Bronwyn says, what this is, it happened 10 years ago. She was at that school and she got evicted and she ended up paying it later. And this is sealed. So it's not much she can say. And it's like, well, if it's sealed, how does it get out into the press? It that's what I don't understand. How is it sealed? So Todd is like, yeah, this affects us professionally and personally. Brahman apologizes. And so he's just like, why do you want to go on vacation with Lisa? She's lied on all of us. If I were you, I wouldn't go because the tiger doesn't change their stripes. But it's on you. But guess what, Brahman? Don't come home complaining about Lisa or any of them because I ain't trying to hear it because you shouldn't go. You getting ready to go how many hours away? What did it say? 13, 18 hours on this trip? And he said, don't come home with it because I ain't trying to hear it. Baby, I don't know. Brahman, this should maybe be your last season because Todd looked like he is tired. Or either you're going to have to film without him, and I'm okay with that because there's nothing there for us to see. Todd doesn't give the show anything. He doesn't add to the show. He's not a Joe Gorga. You know, he's not a JJ from Bell Collective. He's not giving us anything. We get it. You got an old fogey husband that's 26 years your senior. Let it go. He's bringing the show down, if you ask me. He's bringing the show down. But besties, that was the end of the episode. But baby, I cannot wait for next week. They're on the yacht. They coming for Lisa. Lisa is crying, running downstairs. She can't get away. I wonder if she gonna jump off the ship. Child, the workers are like they're at each other's throats. I said, oh, next week I got to make sure I give me a good nap in next Tuesday because this is going to be a lot. But besties, you know what to do. If you're still here, it doesn't make sense to still be here 33 minutes later and have to hit that like button. What's up with you? Stop acting like a weirdo. Do me a solid. Share, comment, like, subscribe, notification bell. And I'll be back with another recap. It will be the Braxtons. I'll be back with the Braxtons, y'all. Bye, besties.